Every morning, millions of us start our day with a Starbucks coffee. But what if I told you Starbucks almost never happened? It wasn't founded by Howard Schultz. It didn't begin with lattes of frappuccinos, and at one point, Starbucks was just a tiny bean shop run by school teachers. Then came a young salesman with a wild idea, a betrayal from someone he trusted, and a last minute rescue by one of the richest men on the planet. This isn't a startup fairy tale, it's a story of obsession, betrayal, and a man who refused to give up, even when one of his own trusted investors tried to sell his dream. And while Starbucks was clawing its way to the top, there were other players who felt threatened by their rise and had some very sinister plots in place to dethrone them. Stick around till the end to know more about this classic twist. Now let's rewind. Seattle in 1971. Three friends, a writer, a history teacher, and an English teacher, walk into the Pike Place market. No, it's not the start of a joke, it's the beginning of a revolution. They didn't want to sell lattes or create cozy cafes. They wanted to sell beans, high quality, freshly roasted coffee beans, inspired by Alfred Peet, the man who practically invented American gourmet coffee. They named their store Starbucks after a character in Moby Dick. Romantic, nautical, classic. For over a decade, Starbucks didn't brew coffee for customers. No frothy cappuccinos, no caramel drizzle, just beans, grinders, and gear. That's it. It was a humble store, but with a passionate soul. But then, Howard Schultz walked in. In 1982, Schultz is in charge of selling Swedish coffee makers. He notices that a small Seattle company is ordering a lot of them. So naturally, his curiosity piqued. So he flies in and something just clicks. He joins Starbucks not as an owner but just as an employee, director of retail and marketing. But destiny had other plans. In 1983, Schultz visits Italy. He walks into a Milano espresso bar and it hits him like a double shot espresso. Coffee wasn't just a drink here, it was an experience, a ritual, a third place between work and home. So Schultz thought, what if we brought this to America? So he runs back to Seattle, extremely delighted by his experience, and he can't wait to share his idea to the founders. But they shut it down. We sell beans, not coffee houses, the founders say. So Howard Schultz leaves, not defeated, just determined. He starts his own chain, Il Giornale, serving espresso drinks using Starbucks beans. And it worked like a charm. People loved it. And then the real moment of truth arrived. In 1987, the original founders wanted to sell Starbucks. Unlike Ray Kroc's Espionage of McDonald's, where he tried to forcefully acquire McDonald's, this was a legitimate cordial acquisition opportunity. You can check out that video separately from the link in the top right here. Schultz sees this as a once-in-a-lifetime shot. He rallies investors, scrapes together $3.8 million. But there's a plot twist. One of his own investors turns on him, backstabs him, offers the Starbucks founders a higher bid. Now Howard Schultz's dream is crumbling. Naturally, he felt devastated by the betrayal. The company he so dearly loves might be snatched away by someone else, and that too by his own investor whom he reached out to with the proposal. And that's when a towering figure steps in, Bill Gates Sr., not just the father of a tech billionaire, but a heavyweight attorney in Seattle. He takes Howard and goes to the office of the backstabbing investor and threatens him. The investor folds, and eventually Bill Gates Sr. and his network of investors help Howard Schultz to buy Starbucks. But while Schultz was fighting to fulfill his dream, there was a sinister plot underway. Over at McDonald's, the story was taking a darker turn. In the 1990s, McDonald's is watching Starbucks rise, and suddenly they are scared. Coffee is no longer just a drive-through commodity, it's an experience. It's a direct threat to McDonald's because it is not a competition between a burger product and a coffee product. It's a competition between the two experiences which both of these products are trying to create. So McDonald's decides to fight back. But instead of innovation, they choose espionage. In a bizarre twist, a McDonald's supplier working on their coffee strategy steals Starbucks' internal documents, a literal act of corporate theft. What Schultz built with vision, others tried to steal it with spies. The supplier was caught, fired, even prosecuted. But the message was clear. Starbucks had become a threat so big it sparked desperation. Now, while McDonald's of course tried to deny it, there were many reports of the same, which even though questioned the degree of spying which was done, but there are lots of reports which actually claim that this was true and was actually found out. While back at Starbucks, Schultz wasn't just building stores, he was building a culture. He gave part-time employees health insurance, stock options. He obsessed over the tiniest details like lighting, furniture, even the music. He successfully created the third place. By the late 1990s, Starbucks wasn't a coffee brand anymore. It was a movement, a global empire. All because one man dared to dream differently and almost lost it all. And now, Starbucks isn't just a simple coffee shop or an experience store. With the amount of money in the Starbucks loyalty program, it's actually a mini bank by itself. But most people don't realize the interest which is also generated by the float of the money which is kept in the Starbucks loyalty programs. So, the next time that you're sipping your favorite latte, remember, it wasn't born from a corporate lab. It was born from a fight, from betrayal, from a dream carried across the Atlantic. A teacher-founded company, a marketing guy with a dream, and a lawyer who made one critical visit. That changed the course of coffee history. Starbucks won by dreaming bigger. McDonald's tried to win by playing dirty. And in the end, vision beat espionage. If you found the story wild, hit that share button and share with other founders within your network. And if you want more untold business stories like this, subscribe to my channel and share it with your network, because sometimes the truth is more better and more entertaining than fiction.